testing has changed over the last few years and where we focused attention. I think as a CIO, I've seen testing become an increased focus for us and go through a fair amount of transformation. And two areas in particular that have delivered benefits to me would be risk-based testing and testing automation. And that's been a big focus within my organization. And whilst there are lots of positives of those two techniques, there's also maybe a negative consequence that we didn't anticipate. So for risk-based testing, by definition of that, you're not getting the full test coverage across all aspects of your application. You're testing those areas that are higher risk. And testing automation, which I think has been a fantastic strength and delivered improvement in testing quality. But the fact is it predicts a reliable testing set of processes and scenarios, and again, surely doesn't emulate that end user experience. So what I think there's that immediate value that we've experienced through crowdsourced testing is to complement those two great techniques and address that gap by emulating the real world testing experience on a cost basis that we couldn't have contemplated doing before. From my perspective, it's a no-brainer to use crowd testing to test on a regular basis the performance of your digital apps and make sure they're healthy. I think that makes a lot of sense. I also think there's sense periodically to test your end deliverable to assess the effectiveness of your testing processes and controls, because we all spend an awful lot on those, and it's a very cost-effective way of doing that. Within that, from my perspective, the holy grail is, given that testing can sometimes make up to a third of a project cost, is see how we could use the crowd to improve our time to market and reduce that cost, which is a big cost as part of any project. And I don't see any constraints in where that could be used.